Hello everyone. In our previous content, we mentioned that data transfer in InsightFlow relies on variables as carriers. Therefore, mastering how to efficiently store required data as variables and making it available for subsequent nodes is a core part of workflow design. In this video, we will focus on introducing two major variable extraction nodes, the JSON variable extractor and the natural language variable extractor. These two nodes are suitable for different types of data scenarios, helping us extract and utilize the required information flexibly and efficiently. Additionally, we will demonstrate their functions in actual use cases to help you understand them better. Let's start by introducing the JSON variable extractor node. The JSON variable extractor is a tool designed for precise variable extraction from structured data formats. Its main working principle is using preset path rules, such as key paths or field names, to directly extract required fields from standardized data structures. This method requires a well-defined data structure. For example, I have a piece of JSON data here containing a large number of keys. If we want to extract one or more keys as variables, we can achieve this using the JSON variable extractor node. So, let's add a node. In this JSON variable extractor node, in the input section, we can input a variable or a fixed value. Using my sample data as an example, I will select value. Next, you can set the extraction mode and configure the output variables. If you are not very familiar with data structures, you might not know how to configure the JSON variable extractor. But don't worry. You can send your requirements to Insight Chat, and the AI will provide the corresponding answer. For instance, taking this data as an example, I need to extract the key named name from it. I will send this data along with my requirement to Insight Chat. As you can see, the AI has given us a JSON path for extraction. Let's configure the JSON variable extractor following its configuration prompts. Let's do a test run to see the results. You can see that the JSON variable extractor successfully extracted the name key from this JSON data. Next, let's use a real-world case to demonstrate the use of the JSON variable extractor in a workflow. This is a service workflow. We have set up a scheduled task that runs once a day. It automatically monitors whether there are updates in the device management table. If there are updates, it notifies me via Slack. If there are no updates, the process ends. In this process, we first use Google Sheet apps to read this spreadsheet. Then, we send the read content and the historical content to an LLM node, asking it to determine if the content has been updated and output structured JSON data. I store the historical spreadsheet data in a custom variable within the start node. In the LLM node's prompt, I request that if the comparison shows updates, output yes in update field, and include the updated content in update content field. If there are no updates, output no in update field, and output no updates in update content field. Then, the result output from the LLM node is sent to the JSON variable extractor node to extract the two variables, update and update content. After that, we use the if or else node for further judgment. If the value of update is yes, it means the device management table has been updated. The workflow will proceed along the upper branch, sending a Slack notification to me, and attaching the recently extracted update content variable in the notification. This is the specific updated content. Then, using our variable assigner node, we overwrite and update the historical record in the start node with the latest spreadsheet content to facilitate the next comparison. Then, the process ends. If the value of update is no, it means the spreadsheet has not been updated. The workflow will proceed along the lower branch and end immediately. Let's run it and see. As you can see, after the LLM performed the comparative analysis on the data, the output value for update is no, meaning the spreadsheet has not been updated. Correspondingly, the update content also shows no updates. So, through the JSON variable extractor, we extracted these two variables. Then, judging via the if or else node, it found that update indicated no changes, so the process ended. Next, let's demonstrate what happens if I modify the relevant records in the spreadsheet, how the workflow operates. For example, I'll make some changes to the spreadsheet here. Let's rerun this workflow to see the result. You can see that this time the LLM node returned yes, indicating the content has been updated. At the same time, it output the updated content to update content field. Afterwards, just as before, we use the JSON variable extractor to extract these two variables. Then the if or else node determines that our spreadsheet content has updates, so it takes the upper branch and sends a Slack notification. As you can see here in Slack, we have received the corresponding notification. This shows that the execution was correct. Afterwards, because the spreadsheet was updated, we used our variable assigner node again to overwrite the history row in the start node with the updated data, facilitating the next comparison. Then the process ends. In this case, we asked the LLM node to output structured JSON data. This is a very practical tip. Then we extract variables via the JSON variable extractor and combine it with the if or else node to direct the workflow to different branches based on the judgment result. You may notice that in this case, besides the JSON variable extractor node, we also use the if or else node. This node can make judgments based on set conditions to decide the next step of the workflow. Its configuration method is very simple. You just need to input the variable to be evaluated and select the corresponding logic, such as greater than, equal to, contains, etc. This will depend on the actual data structure. It can then route the workflow into different branches. You can also add condition or add elif to accommodate more complex scenarios. Besides the if or else node, we also use the variable assigner node. It is used to set or update specific values for variables. Let's click to add a variable assigner. This is its configuration interface. You can select create a new variable or import from existing variables. In this case, since we already created a custom variable history row in the start node, it is an existing variable. So here we select import from existing variables. Afterwards, you can choose if the write mode is append or override. Or if your input variable is an array, you can also use merge arrays. You can choose to write fixed value data or dynamic variables. Both are fine. In this case, we achieve the desired outcome using the variable assigner node. When it determines the spreadsheet is updated, we update the latest content to the custom variable history row in the start node. That covers the general introduction of this case. Beyond extracting the variables we need from formatted JSON data, InsightFlow also supports extracting variables directly from natural language. To do this, we utilize another node called the variable extractor. Let's take a look at the second use case. For example, I have a block of text here. I need to extract the customer's name from this text. Here, we can add a variable extractor node. Like the JSON variable extractor, this node also requires configuring input items. We use the input question and query variable as input variables. Then you can configure extract variables. Here, Because I need to extract the name from this text, for our extract prompt, we can simply write customer name. After that, we click Save. You can also configure example to help this node better understand your needs to achieve better results. Here, we place the output of the variable extractor into the answer node. Let's look at the execution result of this workflow. You can see it successfully extracted the customer's name, Lisa, from the text. This is an introduction to the configuration of the variable extractor node. Next, let's use a real-world case to demonstrate the usage of the variable extractor node. Let's still use this text as an example. This is a message from one of our customers. I want to quickly extract information like the customer's name and email from this text, and then send an email to the customer using our provided Send Mail app. Now let's demonstrate the execution of this workflow. As you can see, it indicates here that the relevant email has been successfully sent to Lisa. Lisa is the variable extracted by our variable extractor. So let's check my Gmail. You can see that it successfully sent an email to Lisa, and in this email it specified the name Lisa. So how exactly does the workflow achieve this result? Let's look specifically at the workflow setup. First, using the variable extractor node, we extracted the customer's name, email, and her request from this message. Then, we insert the relevant content into our Send Mail app. For example, in the recipient email field, we use the email extracted by the variable extractor and populate it here to send it to that specific email address. The subject and body parts are the same. We insert the relevant variables extracted by the variable extractor into this node to achieve the effect of sending a templated email to the customer. And this template uses the customer's real name and real email. Through this simple workflow, we realized the function of quickly sending emails to customers. Of course, this is just a simple demonstration. You can also set up automated tasks via ServiceFlow to automatically send emails to customers. Through the explanation and case demonstrations in this video, I believe you now have a clearer and more intuitive understanding of variable extraction in InsightFlow. Whether processing structured data or automatically extracting key information from natural language, using the JSON variable extractor and the natural language variable extractor reasonably can greatly improve the automation and intelligence of your processes. At the same time, by combining if or else and variable assigner nodes, we can achieve more flexible and efficient data flow and business logic control. We encourage everyone to practice more and apply these nodes flexibly in your actual work to make workflow design more efficient and intelligent. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.